The day my first love Anya got engaged to someone else, I was in a plane crash. The one who came to claim my body was Lena, someone I used to dislike. She gave up everything and chose to end her life, joining me in death. In this new life, I pounded on Lena's door in a downpour. Seeing her shocked face, I took her hand and said, "Lena, will you marry me?" Her eyes turned red, but she coldly pulled her hand away, saying, "Is this a joke to you?" That night, I shivered in the rain until Lena, looking annoyed, opened the door and sighed into my arms. "Kai, I really can't deal with you." When I opened my eyes again, a cool breeze woke me up. I got up to close the window. It was just the start of fall, and I found myself back before my first love Anya got engaged. My phone buzzed a few times. It was messages from Anya. "I'm having dinner with Leo tonight. Come join us. I know you're upset, but I've decided to marry him. We'll still have to see each other, so let's not make it awkward. Do me a favor and come, okay?" I chuckled bitterly at the messages popping up on my screen. In my previous life, I was devoted to Anya. She promised that we'd get married after graduating college. I never thought she'd break that promise. I believed that given our first love, she'd end up with me. But then Leo came into the picture. He teased Anya, making her blush. He cheekily kissed her when she was mad and said she was cute. I watched as Anya fell for him. She finally understood love after meeting Leo. She said he was her light, her savior, and she'd never marry anyone else. She forgot about her promises to me and harshly pushed me away. The day she and Leo got engaged, I was on a business trip in LA. Hearing the news crushed me. I canceled everything and raced to buy a ticket home. But fate must have had other plans. My plane crashed that day. As the cabin plummeted, all I felt was regret. I shouldn't die like this, I thought, especially not for someone who didn't care about me. After my death, my soul lingered at the crash site. The media reported it quickly, and the only one to come claim my body was Lena, who I once disliked. She arrived, eyes red, and dug furiously at the ground, her hands bloody but never stopping. She kept calling my name until she fainted from grief. Afterwards, she took her own life in her villa. By the time she was found, it was too late to save her. Her suicide note only said one thing: "Kai, don't be afraid. I'm here with you. Maybe Lena's strong will pull me back to life." Feeling the warmth of life again, I was determined to cherish Lena this time, the woman who would have given up everything for me. She loved me so deeply, and I was blind to it before. With these thoughts, I opened my messages and sent a quick reply to Anya: "I don't care who you marry. Don't contact me again." After sending, I turned off my phone. The sky outside had turned dark by now. Lena should be off work, I thought as I left. The TV was forecasting weather. Heavy rain expected from 6:30 p.m. Bring rain gear when heading out. But I didn't pay it any mind and switched off the TV. By the time I stepped out of the taxi, it had started to rain lightly. I searched for Lena's address in the villa complex from memory. I'd only heard her mention it once before. Reaching the front door, I swallowed nervously before ringing the bell. Not even when I heard about Anya's engagement did my heart race this fast. It's been so long since I last went to Lena's. The doorbell rang several times before footsteps approached. When the door opened, Lena and I stood face to face. She wore a white lounge outfit, her dark hair making her look somewhat demure. Seeing me, her eyes flickered. "Kai." Blushing under her gaze, the sky opened up, pouring rain that splashed down hard at my feet. I took a deep breath and caught her hand in her surprise. "Lena, will you marry me?" Silence filled the space between us. Her eyes turned a bright red as she stared at me, searching for something in my face. Finally, she let out a self-deprecating laugh. "Kai, is this some kind of joke?" She turned to leave, but I pulled her back. Seeing the blank look in her eyes, I felt a terrible pain. So this is what it feels like to be ignored. Once upon a time, I treated her like this. I once told Lena to her face that I hated her. I even hysterically begged her to stay out of my life. Lena must have felt terrible back then, yet I was still heartbroken over Anya, my thoughts solely focused on another woman. I was such a jerk. Thinking about all this, my gaze grew steadier. "Lena," I thought, "I know you don't believe me now, but getting married, I'm serious. I want to be with you." Lena's eyes deepened. Her eyelids lowered as she closed the door. I heard her cool voice say, "It's raining. You should head back early." And just like that, Lena shut me out. The pouring rain was relentless, crashing down on me like a challenge. I tried to edge closer to the house, but still got half soaked. In the early autumn weather, the rain felt icy cold. I stood there, frozen in place. Inside, Lena forced herself to keep working in the study. She'd been pulling all-nighters for 2 days straight. With the project in its final stages, she had to stay on top of it. But having that man outside made her uneasy, unable to concentrate. He had come out of the blue, talking about marriage, which really startled her. Before, words like that would never have come out of Kai's mouth. Lena almost thought she was imagining things. But his determined gaze made her heart skip a beat despite herself. She tried hard to ignore him. 10 minutes went by. The monitor showed he was still there. Even though he was visibly shivering from the cold, he stubbornly waited for her to come out. So persistent, it was almost infuriating. Lena sighed and shook her head, finally caving in. She grabbed a clean towel from the bathroom and walked briskly to the hallway. There I stood at the doorstep, shivering all over from the cold. Just when I thought Lena was done with me, the door swung open. A clean towel quickly blocked my view. Then I felt a rush of warmth enveloped me. Lena's sigh echoed against my chest. Kai, I really don't know what to do with you. I've decided not to like you anymore, but I just can't control myself. My heart trembled. I wanted to say something, but the next second Lena pulled me into the house, shutting the rain out. She led me to the bathroom, her gaze cool. Go take a shower first. With that, she fetched a loose t-shirt from the bedroom for me. It was new, never worn. Hurry up and finish, she called over her shoulder. Watching her bustle around, I nodded dumbly. As she shut the bathroom door, I glanced around. It was obvious no other man had set foot here. Something about this realization filled me with inexplicable joy. Once I finished drying my hair and went out, Lena was in the study, looking over some documents. Seeing me, she beckoned me over. Drink this. She handed me a prepared cup of cold medicine. The cup was still warm, and I downed it in one go. Lena always had infinite patience with me. Why hadn't I ever noticed her kindness before? This was my first time seeing Lena work so seriously, a complete 180 from how I remembered her. I hesitated, thinking I should probably let her focus. But as I was about to head to the living room, Lena called me back. Were you serious about what you said? I turned, realizing Lena was looking right at me, her dark eyes unreadable. Yes, I meant every word, I replied. Her lashes fluttered slightly. Seeing her hesitate made my heart ache a little. In a snap, I moved to her side and took her hand. As her confused eyes landed on mine. Everything I said today is true. Lena, I want to marry you. Will you? It was my first proposal, and an inexplicable nervousness simmered inside me. Even my gaze toward Lena turned a little cautious. Her beautiful eyes lingered on me, as if fearing it was all a joke. Kai, prove it to me. Prove you'd marry me. How do you want me to prove it? She fixed me with an unyielding stare. Kiss me. I didn't reply, just quietly looked at Lena. In her gaze, I could see possession and a hint of fear. She was scared that I was just acting on impulse. In the next moment, without thinking, I leaned in and pressed my lips to hers. Just as I imagined, Lena's lips were soft, so easy to kiss. Feeling my eager initiative briefly caught her off guard. As I leaned in, she subtly stepped back. Each step she retreated, I pursued without hesitation. Seeing my determination, Lena let out a soft sigh. I drew her close, engulfing her in a kiss. As night deepened, so did desire. I carried Lena to the bedroom. Her voice turned sultry in the darkness. Kai, there's still time for you to regret this. I remained silent, gently undoing her shirt buttons. I showed Lena through actions that I had no regrets. Her eyes brimmed with raw emotion. Kai, I'm definitely hooked on you. She hid her face shyly against me, and after some love-filled chaos, exhaustion finally claimed me. The next morning, Lena was already gone. I wandered into the living room, spotting a breakfast laid out on the table with a pink sticky note atop it. Kai, remember to eat breakfast when you get up. I have an important meeting this morning. I'll come back to get you afterward, and we'll go pick up a marriage license. Seeing the words marriage license, a flush crept up my ears. Lena really didn't waste time. When she said marriage, she meant business. In high spirits, I sat down and savored the eggs Lena made. Thinking of her, a small smile tugged at my lips. Since it was still early, I hailed a cab and headed straight home. I bought this house a few years back. It's not huge, but at least I've got a place in this city to call home. When I went downstairs with my papers, Lena was already waiting in the car for me. Later, I'll call the moving company to get all your stuff moved over to my place. She buckled my seat belt like she's done it 100 times before, and there was no room for debate. Seeing me nod in agreement, she chuckled softly. Suddenly, she leaned in close, her eyes glinting with mischief. Are you ready to become a husband? My heart skipped a beat. How did I never notice she had such a playful side before? Without missing a beat, I kissed her on the lips. Her smile froze, and a blush spread across her face. Lena coughed lightly and returned to her seat. Sitting there in the passenger seat, my smile widened. A pure-hearted girl like Lena is just too easy to tease. Once all the paperwork was done, Lena seemed to finally relax. She kept calling me husband, holding my hand over and over. I echoed her every time. Her eyes went from sparkling with joy to getting moist. Just as she started tearing up, she kissed me passionately. From now on, you're all mine, Kai. Do you have any idea how happy I am? Do you have any idea how happy I am? I know. During all those dark days, she was always there, silently watching me cry, watching me laugh, watching me chase after another woman. Now it's my turn to love her back. Late at night, after a shower, I turned on my phone. There were dozens of missed calls, all from Anya. The newest text was just now. Kai, are you avoiding me? Tell me where you are right now. I rubbed my forehead, planning to tell her about the wedding. Footsteps approached, and Lena hugged me from behind. Surprised, I dropped my phone onto the bed. Lena just laughed softly and led me to the bed. Husband, it's late. Time for bed. The next moment, her lips were on mine. Lena seemed more eager tonight. What I wanted to say got swallowed up in the kiss. Amidst the passion, the sharp ring of my phone filled the bedroom. Lena ignored it, deepening the kiss. I grew anxious, trying to reach for the phone. Lena firmly held my chin, making me focus on her. Kai, stay focused, okay? But the phone rang repeatedly, refusing to be ignored. Eventually, Lena cursed softly and picked up my phone from the edge of the bed. Her face darkened when she saw Anya's name. Her tone got colder. It's for you. I glanced at Lena and answered the call anyway. The voice on the other end was more frantic than I'd expected. Kai, I know you're mad at me. Can you stop being mad? I haven't been able to reach you, and I'm worried. Are you home? Can I come over? I pressed my lips together. No need. I'm not home right now. Anya replied quickly. Where could you be this late? You're at Lena's. The air went still. Anya's shocked voice came through the phone. How could you? Before I could respond, I felt the room turn cold. Lena's gaze was sharp as she calmly said, Kai, didn't you tell her we're married now? Seeing the tinge of disappointment in Lena's eyes, my chest tightened. Instinctively, I wanted to explain to Lena. I was just about to tell her. Anya was still calling for me on the other end. Lena's eyes darkened, and she kissed my slightly open lips. Kai, let me show you how to handle rivals. Anya was panicked. She imagined countless reasons that she couldn't accept. Why would Kai be at Lena's this late? But when she heard the faint sounds on the other end, it hit her like a bolt of lightning. There, in that instant, Anya's world crumbled. She always thought that if she turned around, Kai would be waiting. But now he was with someone else, enjoying their time. He didn't love her anymore. This realization made Anya tremble, her blood freezing. A second later, she heard Lena's voice over the phone. Next time, don't interrupt our married life so late. Don't you have a husband, Anya? With that, Lena hung up decisively. Anya was left in stunned silence. Kai and Lena were married? Impossible. Kai used to hate Lena. He couldn't stand even looking at her. Why would he marry her now? The more she thought, the more unsettled she became, sweeping everything off her desk in frustration. In the bedroom of the villa, after some time, I held Lena in my arms without saying a word. Feeling uneasy, I propped myself up and looked at her. In her eyes, there were emotions I couldn't quite understand. I gently smoothed out her furrowed brow. Lena, are you upset? Her eyes flicked slightly, and the hand around my waist tightened. Kai, you still like Anya, don't you? Her words made my eyes redden. No, I really don't like her anymore. I was going to tell her, but you interrupted. Lena, you're the one in my heart now. Lena looked at me for a long time before finally smiling. All right, I got it. The more she smiled like that, the more anxious I felt. I wished Lena would just yell at me or vent her feelings, but she didn't. I cupped her face. Babe, trust me, okay? My gentle words seemed to work on Lena. She hugged me tightly. I trust you, Kai. I'm just so concerned about you. I selfishly wish you were always just mine. Eyes red. She gently placed my hand to her lips and kissed it tenderly. I know all of it. Her fears, her vulnerability, it's all laid bare in front of me. What I can do is give her a sense of security. Being married to Lena has been even more amazing than I imagined. She never interacts with other guys and knows her boundaries perfectly. Even the smallest things I say, she takes to heart. My friends say I'm incredibly lucky to have a wife like her. So much so that when I see Lena in an apron, busy in the kitchen, it all feels a little surreal. I head into the kitchen and wrap my arms around her from behind. She pauses while chopping vegetables, then lightly laughs. You've been extra clingy these past 2 days. A slight smile appears on her lips. It's a good thing. I tighten my grip around her waist, a bit pained. If it makes you happy, I'll do it more often. Lena tenses up for a brief moment. She turns to face me, her eyes dimly lit, gazing into mine. Really? Will you love me more and more? Right then, she seems like a cautious child seeking approval. I hug her waist and place a gentle kiss on her forehead. I will, Lena. I will love you more. Her eyes dim slightly as a gentle kiss meets mine. The room fills with warmth. On Friday night, Lena was out at a work dinner. I had planned to go home, take a shower, play some games, and wait for her to come back. But then I got a surprise invite to a high school reunion right after work. Our class president organized it. When I reached the restaurant, Anya was waiting at the entrance. She lit up when she saw me. I wasn't planning to talk to her, so I walked right past, but Anya grabbed my arm desperately. Kai, did you really marry Lena? Tell me it's not true, right? You hated Lena in high school, so how could you marry her? Her words sounded more like an accusation than self-reflection. She wore a forced smile, hoping for my response. I shook her hand off and took a step back. Do you think I have a reason to lie to you? Why? Because I love her. As soon as I said that, Anya's eyes immediately turned red. No way. You can't love her. You said you'd marry me after college. Kai, look at me. The one you love is me, right? She had a furious look in her eyes, gripping my shoulders tightly. Wincing from the pain, I frowned, and Anya finally snapped out of it and let go. Anya, who was it that broke our promises? Do I really need to spell it out? Did it not happen that you were going to marry Leo? Or do you want both me and Leo? Let me tell you, you better let this go. Seeing my firm stance, she seemed like she wanted to say something but held back. I gave her a dismissive glance and started walking forward. Behind me, I heard Anya's voice. Leo and I broke up. I was out of my mind before and hurt you, Kai. I regret it now. You divorce Lena and get back together with me. I scoffed at that, not stopping. What made Anya think that just because she turned back, I'd always be waiting for her? Everything she's doing now is just her ridiculous desire to possess. Back when I was head over heels for her, she didn't care and went all out to love someone else. But when I turned around and married Lena, Anya couldn't handle it. She couldn't stand someone else entering what she thought was her territory and taking away what she considered hers. In Anya's world, I was just something that wasn't essential. But Lena loves me with everything she has. She's fragile and sensitive. I won't hurt her for Anya ever again. The first time I met Lena was in our junior year. I was helping a teacher grade papers after school. As I came out of the school building, a beautiful sunset painted the sky. Over on the basketball court was a lonely-looking girl. She seemed as insignificant as a blade of grass by the roadside, with her head down as her father scolded her. I paused. Even from afar, her father's angry shouting was unpleasant to hear. The girl seemed indifferent, not even flinching. The next moment, the man slapped her hard across the face. You worthless thing. Don't think you can do whatever you want just because your mom's not around. If you skip class or talk back to the teachers again, I won't let it go. After that, he disappeared from view. The girl squatted down in a corner. I didn't say anything, just hurried towards the school gate. With each step, it felt like something was calling me back. I clutched my backpack straps and stopped. I walked over to the girl and handed her a packet of tissues. Your lip's bleeding. Are you okay? That was when Lena looked at me for the first time. I hesitated for a moment. Her eyes were so clear, so pure. She took the tissues and whispered, "Thank you." I later learned that Lena's mom passed away when she was very young. She was really rebellious during her teenage years and refused to let anyone into her world. Even so, whenever Lena got into trouble, her dad would rush to the school, bowing his head apologetically to the teachers. From that moment on, I couldn't shake off this little shadow following me. Lena would quietly walk behind me all the way home. Rumors spread around school that Lena had a crush on me. I couldn't take it anymore. One night, I confronted her. "What do you really want? Just say it." Lena laughed softly, a bitterness in her smile. "Kai, I've always only wanted you. What about you? Can you give me that?" That day, I harshly called her a crazy girl. I begged her not to follow me anymore, to stop showing up in my life. I told her, "Lena, you seriously make me sick." As we locked eyes, the light in Lena's eyes slowly faded away. Later, I started avoiding her, trying to spend as much time as possible with Anya. But Lena was hard to ignore even for Anya, so promises were made to get married right after graduation. At that time, I looked at Lena, hidden in the shadows, deliberately and loudly agreeing to. From then on, Lena never showed up in front of me again. Snapping back to reality, I found myself standing at the door of a private room. Walking in, the atmosphere was lively. Anya and I entered one after the other, and everyone greeted me warmly. Run, my old desk mate, pulled me over to sit down. Everyone was chit-chatting, mostly just polite small talk. "Kai, you've been laying low these years, haven't you? We never see you at our gatherings." "Yeah, you should join us more often. We're all old classmates." I let out a slight chuckle. Busy with work. If Ren hadn't kept pushing me to come, I wouldn't have. I generally dislike such occasions. Anya had been talking with the class president ever since we got to the room, occasionally glancing at me, making me feel a bit uneasy. After roughly 10 minutes, I went out to the restroom. My phone buzzed with a message while I was washing my hands. "Lena, Kai, are you having a gathering near the company?" "Me? How do you know?" I sent a confused emoji along with it. Lena quickly replied, "I installed a tracking system on your phone." I twitched a little. This woman really wants to keep tabs on me at all times, huh? When I got back to the room, they were playing Truth or Dare. I sat next to Run, watching them play enthusiastically. Suddenly, the bottle on the table pointed at me. Someone asked, "Truth or Dare?" I pressed my lips together and went with Dare. A few lively classmates perked up immediately. "All right, stand face to face with Anya. Put your arms around her waist and say some cheesy pickup line while giving her a sweet kiss on the cheek." As soon as the words were out, everyone started cheering, looking mischievously at me and Anya, especially those who were usually close to Anya. The implication in their eyes was obvious. I frowned and instantly refused. "Pick another." "I really can't do that." Anya's smile froze on her lips. "Even in a game, you have to resist me this much?" I stayed silent, and everyone began persuading me. "No way, Kai. Are you really that not fun? Hey, didn't you and Anya used to date?" "Yeah, I remember you two were pretty close back then. Did you break up?" "It's just a peck on the cheek. There's no need to spoil the fun, is there?" Among the teasing voices were some girls from the class too. Rin stood up for me, clearly upset. "Isn't that going a bit too far? What if Kai is married now? You're trying to mess with someone's family." One of the girls rolled her eyes. "You said what if? But what if he's not married?" Rin turned red in the face with anger as I patted his hand to calm him. Looking around at everyone, "I'm married. My wife is pretty sensitive, and this would upset her." Saying this drew all attention to me, and Anya's face flushed, alternating hues of red and blue. She got up in frustration and abruptly pulled me to my feet, whispering in my ear, "Kai, are you really going to embarrass me in front of everyone?" I was stunned. Then Anya took my hands, putting them around her waist. I struggled, but she held on tighter. Just as I was about to burst with anger, the door suddenly swung open. Lena stood there, looking displeased, staring directly at me and Anya. "Who are you?" someone grumbled. Lena glanced at them, giving off an intense vibe that quieted the room instantly. With long strides, Lena walked over and pulled me to her side, gently touching my slightly red wrist. "Does it hurt?" she asked. I shook my head, smiling back at Lena. She held my hand and said, "Listen, I have a temper, and my biggest flaw is protecting my husband. Kai is a married man now. Please respect some boundaries during social events. If you continue to disrespect my husband, you'll face the consequences." Her gaze specifically met Anya's, and under Lena's intense aura, Anya awkwardly looked away. With that, Lena held my hand and led me out of the room. Sitting in the passenger seat, I nervously fiddled with the seat belt. Lena's face was expressionless, but the car sped along rapidly. I wanted to say something, but was intimidated by her gloomy expression. Deep into the night, Lena clung tightly to me. She adjusted the blanket around me, making sure I wouldn't catch a cold. Thinking it over, I said, "Lena, I want to talk about what happened tonight." "Forget it. Get some sleep." Lena cut in softly, her voice steady. I still wanted to say more, but then I heard her even breathing. "All right then, I'll save it for tomorrow." I fell into a deep dream where someone was constantly chasing me. I woke up scared, reaching out instinctively. My heart sank when I touched the cold sheets. Lena wasn't beside me anymore, and I panicked, slipping on my slippers and rushing out of the bedroom. I found Lena sitting alone in the media room, lights off. Even the movie was on mute. I fumbled to turn on the lights and saw Lena looking disheveled and pitiful. She was sitting quietly on the carpet and seemed to have been in that position for a while. When she looked at me, her eyes were red. My heart ached. I walked over quickly. "Can't sleep?" Lena looked up at me, her voice raspy. "Kai, then why not turn on the sound?" "I was afraid of waking you up." I lowered my eyelids and held Lena's hand. Lena's hand used to be warm, but tonight it was unusually cold. My heart ached as I grabbed a blanket from the couch and placed it over her. "Next time you can't sleep, just call me. How about I stay with you?" Lena nodded sweetly. "Okay, Kai. Anything you say, I'll do it." I pulled her into my arms. Her shoulders started trembling slightly. "Lena, is there something you want to tell me?" I gently asked, holding her shoulder. I patiently encouraged her to open up. A long time ago, I knew Lena had a severe obsession. Once she brought someone into her world, she wouldn't easily let them go. After a while, Lena's shaky voice broke the silence. "Kai, I'm sorry. Even though I know there's nothing between you and Anya, I just can't stop feeling uneasy. Even just seeing you two together, it was unbearable before. I had you. I used to think I'd do anything as long as you'd be with me. After you married me, I craved not just your heart, but everything about you. I wanted you body and soul. I know it's greedy of me, but I just can't stop myself from loving you. Every day I want you more. I don't want you to talk to any other woman in the world. I'm really scared that this obsessive love will frighten you." With those words, Lena choked up. Her tears fell onto my hand, burning my heart. Lena was always such a sensitive soul. She lives in a shadowy world, fearing to lose me, fearing to scare me away. Even tonight, though she felt so unhappy, she never blamed me for a second. This Lena breaks my heart. I gently wiped her tears away. She looked at me as if she were a child who had done something wrong. "Kai, please don't leave me." In my memory, even when her father slapped her, Lena never cried. But there she was, shedding tears in front of me. I looked at her and kissed her lips without hesitation. Lena looked stunned, but then parted her lips, welcoming me in. After the kiss, I brushed her messy hair aside. "Lena, you can always tell me anything, whether you're happy or upset. I want to share it with you. From the moment I came to you, I knew we were meant to be together for life. This feeling, it's something I won't share with anyone else. So you can ask me repeatedly, I'll answer every time. I love you." With those words, Lena's tears flowed even more. She pulled me into my embrace. "Kai, don't lie to me. If you do, I'll go crazy." I don't remember who kissed who first. In the end, Lena just urgently pressed her lips to mine, like only by doing so could she prove that I loved her. An hour later, we were tangled up in the shower. Lena was still eagerly kissing my lips. "Kai, do you love me?" And even if I was totally worn out, I'd still respond, "Lena, I love you so much." Satisfied with the answer, Lena let me carry her back to the bedroom. She cuddled up to me and fell asleep. Time flies. Before I knew it, Lena and I had been married for over half a year. Recently, Lena started feeling nauseous. When her period delayed, I took her to get checked. There was a kind, middle-aged doctor sitting across from us. "Congratulations, you're pregnant." For weeks along, and the baby is growing healthy. Lena and I exchanged glances, joy written all over my face. Being a first-time dad, I didn't overlook anything. I meticulously asked the doctor about pregnancy do's and don'ts to take better care of her. I even hired a lady to help, so mostly we worked from home. I even prepared nutritious meals myself. In those 2 months, when she had the worst morning sickness, I ended up losing more weight than her. Seeing me like this, Lena would say I was the best husband in the world. Every day, looking at her struggling with the pregnancy, I held her with love. "Let's just have this one, all right? No more after this." She chuckled, stroking my head. Honey, do you want a boy or a girl? At that moment, I gently pulled her into my arms. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter. As long as it's ours, I'll love them. She smiled, not exposing my secret. Last time, shopping for a crib, I brought back a heap of little dresses. Lena wanted to return them at first, but I wouldn't let her. We didn't even know the baby's gender yet. What if it couldn't wear them? It's okay, just think of them as keepsakes. A few months later, our child finally arrived. It was a girl. When Lena came out of the delivery room, I had tears streaming down my face. I kissed her sweaty forehead. Lena, thank you for everything. We named our daughter Lily. I said our daughter should look more like her. Many years later, I rested my head on Lena's lap. Why did you like me back in high school? Because you were handsome. I chuckled, pinching her hand. Be honest. Lena kissed my forehead. When I was 8, my mom passed away. She died in a car accident after discovering my dad's affair. I always resented my father and thought life wasn't worth living. I cut class and refused to study until one day you appeared in my life, and I wanted to know more about you. Everyone feared me, but you were the only one who dared to come close. Listening to Lena reminisce about the past, I let out a soft sigh. If your mom knew you're married now and have your own kids, she'd be so happy wherever she is. Lena looked up at the stars. Yeah, she'd be really happy. For a long time after that, Lena just held me quietly. After a while, she suddenly called my name. Kai, thank you for choosing me back then. I shifted in her arms and looked up at her. Lena, it should be me thanking you. Thank you for loving me all this time. From our unexpected meeting at the start to now, where everything settled, Lena took every step firmly towards me. This world is bright and incredible. Lena stood in the light, reaching out to me with a smile. She said, Kai, welcome to my world.